Brendan?
Yeah.
Loki.
Yes.
What did you think? Because that first episode, man.
You really want to know what I think?
Actually, I want to know if you're going to fucking yell at me again.
I'm not.
Because I hope our opinions are more similar on this one than they are for Ahsoka.
You might yell at me.
Why?
I think...
Oh my god. I know exactly what's going to happen. This is some of the best TV I've ever seen in my life.
I think...
This is the best MCU shit since Avengers Endgame.
Yeah.
That bar's not really high.
It's not. I think that we were wrong.
About
RDJ holding up the MCU. I think it's Tom Hiddleston.
I completely disagree. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
He started it off, but then he was the villain in Thor.
Okay.
The first Avengers movie.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok was the best thing from that fucking tier of movies.
Rise.
What was Phase 3, 4? Before?
3.
Besides Infinity War, that was the best one. He was in it again.
Yeah, his death is the most impactful in that
Every
movie.
single time he's on screen, he's top tier stuff.
But it's not the same character.
Yes and no.
You're led to believe that it is because we're just going to assume
it's close
that they're
enough
the same.
because he saw the things and he cried for Thor and then just like
I can watch.
He doesn't seem like a dick anymore. What? He doesn't seem like a dick anymore. So
no, he seems like
character growth.
The way that he's playing the character makes it totally seem that it is the same one that we saw die in Infinity War, but it's clearly not.
Yes,
and it's just like the discrepancy that we need to keep up with.
Yes,
I think I like where your head's at because I think Loki is some of the best shit we've had since Endgame.
So let me even stretch this out even further.
Okay.
I think this is some of the best shit Disney has made in general in a good long while. I
can't agree with that. We're one episode in. They could totally drop the ball.
I'm not saying the show as a whole. I'm saying the first episode I watched like a movie, was interested in like a movie, and was super excited with, and got me more excited than anything they've come out with in a while.
Can we also say that this is the only thing they've done that feels like it's literally connected to the first part of it?
Yes.
Like it's not like, oh man, here's Doctor Strange 1. Look at this. Doctor Strange 2 has absolutely nothing to do with it except for some of the faces. This is like...
Because it's a show. It's got a season.
Yes.
But we keep getting season 1s of shows. We haven't gotten a season 2 yet. But now we have.
Nothing builds up. And then even something like Ms. Marvel, where you go straight from one show to a movie that's directly connected, as soon as one ends, the next one starts, still feels like a significant disconnect.
I mean,
this is literally like, this ended, we're starting again. It's literally moments later.
I skipped the recap, so I was a little bit confused in the first 30 seconds. I don't give a shit. Why he was in the hallway, like he was glitching through time already.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get there to begin with? I forget.
Sylvie kicked him or some shit.
Oh yeah, he said that. Yeah,
and then he like disappeared because they killed He Who Remains.
And I loved it because
which is so fun. I love that they didn't give him a real name. They're just like He Who Remains. Yeah. And the whole time Mobius
because he doesn't know him as Kang.
Well, exactly. But Mobius is like, who are you talking about? And Loki, in complete seriousness, is like, He Who Remains. And they're like, what the fuck does that mean?
He's like, that's like saying Last Man Standing. He's like, but he is.
That's
like he's
exactly
backing
what
it
is. And he can do it too. He died, and we watched the multiverse just fucking break.
How it starts. The way that they started it was perfect. I almost said beautiful, but with a P. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
The way he's running and the action just kicks off immediately. I didn't have time to really think about anything. I'm like, it's Loki. Oh shit, back. Morbius. Where are they running to? And then he turns around. And he's like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, he's not with him. I thought they were running together.
I do gotta say, I'm moderately disappointed. It's a very minor thing.
Okay.
I was hoping that the slipping it was going to be the same thing as Across the Spider-Verse, where they're glitching through universes. I don't like that he's like, oh, I'm glitching between the future, the past, and the present.
I thought that was really cool.
I think it's cool, but I think my expectation was higher than what I got again, so I disappointed myself.
The only issue I had with this was he was like, man, we have 5 minutes, and then put him in a suit, had to duct tape it, screw him in, attach a tube to the back, and like, I shouldn't complain because I'm a Dragon Ball fan, but like, that was the only thing that like I even noticed, and at the end,
and dude, where they're just like CG, the CG, the landscape, the colors, the way that the lighting is, when he's looking at just like the multiverse, and he's like,
not that I obviously thought that the intertwining of the multiverse was real, but not once was I watching that and went, this is CG.
Oh yeah, 100%. I was like, how the fuck did they get into space?
It was super so good. Cool. It was Tom Hiddleston. That is the right name, right? Yeah, I am sorry because there's too many Toms in Marvel.
Yes. Too many Chris's too.
Yeah, he is so good.
Yes.
The moment he's on screen and everything. And the humor is great. Owen Wilson needs to be in more again.
He does.
Let's bring Vince Vaughn and just get them back together.
Wow.
Wow. How did that not happen?
Loki's phenomenal.
Yeah. And when they're in the elevator and everything, and he's like, how does it look? I mean, like, it's pretty scary, man. He's like, what do you think? And it just pans, there's a girl there just like,
I love that what is it he's saying in the beginning? It's like, so you either got to use this thing and it's going to feel like he's being ripped out of all of time and space at once, or if you don't, it's going to peel your skin off.
Yes.
And and they're genuinely having this argument, and he's like, oh, but my skin's going to peel off. He goes, what the fuck are you talking about? Just pull me out of the thing, or I'm going to stop existing. He's like, no, but man, like, but my skin, it's going to peel right off my face.
Yes, but if you skin your whole body, you're going to die anyway, and that's going to be real
bad. He can survive.
What?
He might have a chance to survive for a few more minutes.
Minutes before he bleeds out.
Yes.
What's his face from?
What is his face?
Indiana Jones and Parasite, or I think he was in Parasite. Oh, everywhere, anywhere, all at once.
He who won.
Yes. What?
Hilarious.
He who won?
Obi.
Okay. Yes.
They called him Obi.
Yes, Obi. I love that the way that they handled time travel was fresh, fun, and exciting.
And yes.
Where they're just like, man, if only we had this back in time. Man, we need to make this. Oh wow, this. And it's just like that was perfect. I love that.
It's crazy how he's like, wow, you know what? I'm remembering something right now as it's happening. I have seen him before. Yeah. That's crazy. He told me to build this thing. Oh shit! Here's this thing. And then he shows back up and he's like,
and then they're just.
I love that too, because on set Tom Hiddleston's like.
I also love that, like...
I want some behind-the-scenes footage of that.
He shows up in that room just freaking the fuck out like that. And it's just... Everyone's
like...
What are you doing here? Not, what the fuck just happened to you, man? And then the fact that, like, I wasn't quite getting that it was time travel. I'm like, he's going to, like, similar universes and everything. But then when he hit the thing and he's like, shh, that's the guy who's in charge. I was like, okay, that's really fucking cool.
It's not the multiverse, it's time travel.
Yeah.
They're just hiding shit.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So that's really cool. So now we got time travel, we got that going on.
20 different types
probably
of time
how we're going to get
or Kang.
RDJ. Hugh Jackman is Wolverine because it's going to be back in time and a different thing. Yeah. And the TVA is going to be there. And it's all coming together now, which is what we thought after season 1. And it didn't happen.
No, it didn't at all. Well, to be fair, right, the end of season 1 I thought was great because I feel in my head it's all still simultaneous.
Yes.
Of when, like, they kill He Who Remains and Spider-Man Homecoming, even though it's a shitty reason.
And I think they solve it, which is why it kind of starts dialing back a bit in, like, the later...
But then you also have, we don't want to talk about the other 20 fucking MCU properties that are all going in 20 different fucking directions.
Yeah.
But yeah, the main focus of the multiverse saga, talking about the multiverse, yes, I think it's very good.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes score of 88, audience score 95.
That's better.
Makes total sense. It's crazy fucking 180 from the finale of Secret Invasion that is like an 8.
Yeah.
To an almost 90 completely fresh. Not that Rotten Tomatoes is like the fucking
you went from a story that you needed and everyone loved that was setting up everything to a story that no one gave a fuck about, that was completely unnecessary. And
then that people didn't give a fuck about it, but you just did it wrong.
But you didn't need it. Like, everyone's like, oh man, Sad Man Nick Fury, that sounds fun. And everyone got it. They're like, man, he's...
Well, no, because in the comics, Secret Invasion is a huge deal. It makes more sense for Secret Invasion to be the next Avengers.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like
not just like, man, fucking Nick Fury's upset, and apparently he had a wife, and look, they're
and it was supposed to be. That was supposed to be the next Avengers film.
Yeah.
And now they're like, no, it's Secret Wars. Or is it
Secret
even...
Wars.
That is still the Avengers film as of right now?
Secret Wars, yeah.
I also...
Well, Secret Wars is like Battle World and the multiverse caving in on itself before the big reboot.
Okay. Yeah. Not to get sidetracked.
Have you heard all the leaks?
Maybe. This may be what I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
Not to get sidetracked, but the Fantastic Four cast is supposed to be announced the moment that the strike is over, because they are all officially cast.
Oh. Who have you heard?
No one.
No one? You just know that they exist?
Yeah, I mean, a couple months ago, there was Eddie from Stranger Things was supposed to be the Human Torch, which I'm a little iffy on. And then
I still want Adam Driver. I want Adam Driver in the fucking
he's good in everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal actor. No, the leaks that I heard is that Secret Wars, one of the leaders of the Avengers will be Tom Holland, and the next one will be Toby and Hugh Jackman. A lot, isn't it?
That doesn't even sound enjoyable at this point anymore. Just
that sounds great.
Because of like all the different universes and everything that we're getting.
Colliding,
hearing just like, it's us versus them versus you and everything, just kind of...
It'll be Civil War, but on crack.
I don't want it.
I want it. Listen, I want it because I know that the end of the MCU is coming. Now it's no longer this like thing at the end of a tunnel. Now it's like it's coming over the horizon a little bit because you're like, man, they really fucked up for like 3 years at this point.
Yeah,
they're gonna lose all of it. So it's coming over the horizon, which means that there's only so much time left for us to go. Yeah, just fucking pull out everything. Do it all. And you know what's gonna happen once the MCU crashes? They're gonna go, Marvel versus DC, it's happening before the bubble bursts, and then we're all gonna go, hi. I'm 33 now, but sure. Loki's great.
Yes.
I hope that Loki has more of an impact on the MCU as a whole, rather than being like, oh, look at this show. The show is doing this thing.
Yes.
The end. I hope that it does impact.
That's what the shows all should have been.
Exactly. It should have all been connected instead of just more fucking content.
And they said that. They were like, you have to watch all these to get all these. And then the moment I went, I don't want to watch this one. They're like, no, this one matters. I'm like,
Ms. Marvel matters now.
That's what I'm saying. That's the moment I gave up, and they're like, no, this is the one that counts. I'm like,
Moon Knight doesn't
fucking
count.
No.
Moon Knight could disappear and it doesn't matter.
Yep.
She-Hulk can't because Daredevil's in it.
Yeah.
What If doesn't fucking matter.
Keep seeing things online. They're like, who's the stronger Hulk? I'm like, Hulk is the stronger Hulk.
He's the only one. You see the things he did?
Yeah.
He almost beat the fuck out of Thanos.
Yeah.
And Thanos had 2 Infinity Stones. What do you mean, who's the stronger Hulk? That's not even a question.
I get catcalled. We are just as strong.
What else?
Sylvie. We didn't touch on Sylvie at all.
Oh yeah, she showed up.
Yeah.
I can't tell you.
At McDonald's.
I hope
sponsored completely.
I hope they fucking use McDonald's. I hope that they use it and it has some kind of story impact, because otherwise it's going to be a whole episode and a half and a tie-in that is just fucking useless.
I hope we just get some cool toys and a Happy Meal.
No, they already announced the new sauces.
Yes, I had both of them.
And?
Terrible. It's sweet and sour. Like it's.
I also haven't been to McDonald's in like 3 years.
I was there yesterday. It's like sweet Thai chili sauce, and then another one that's just like less spicy, and they're just both whatever.
Today's bad beer, in case anybody cares.
Today's bad beer.
Harpoon Dunkin' Pumpkin.
Dunkin' Pumpkin.
It's coffee pumpkin beer. See, I think they forgot that part of the thing that makes Dunkin' Donuts' pumpkin so good is the pound of sugar that they put into it.
Yes.
Right on the bottom. This is none of that.
I'm not actually getting a whole lot off of this.
A lot of what?
Anything. Like, I'm tasting the pumpkin.
Yeah.
It's whatever, but like we've had pumpkin today already, and this just is not feeling like it's.
I'm getting
very
mostly
strong.
coffee. And it's also
really?
like 5%.
Because I'm getting like no coffee.
No, it's mostly coffee.
Okay.
Sucks though.
Coffee.
Loki.
Coffee.
It continues to make me hopeful for the MCU, that thing that I'm going to make sure I watch every bit of, regardless of, as long as this podcast exists. That's
but here's
one of the big things we have to keep up with.
Is this good because they had like 4 years now to like be like, okay, where does the story go? What's doing? Was this the plan to begin with? Is that why it's so well thought out? And the other shows, are we not going to get season 2s of? Are we not going to get anything? Is it all going to be crap? Not. Like I want to know.
I don't think it's going to be scrap, but I really hope that they're like, because Kevin Feige already said, we're going to cut down on the Disney Plus stuff. We're going to cut down on the amount of content we pump out. I hope that means that they cancel some shit. I hope that means that they go, listen, Moon Knight's fun. Yeah. You don't have to watch it. Or if they go, here's the MCU timeline, Moon Knight's like in an alternate universe, or whatever the fuck. I don't care. As long as they're, even if they're like, man, listen, Ironheart's filmed and shit, but we're just gonna.
Oh, they cut that already?
No, it's been delayed to 2024. I saw the leaks yesterday.
I don't need the Honda lady.
What? The Honda lady?
Yeah, she looks like a Civic.
I haven't even watched that movie. I just see all the screenshots.
Yeah. Oh, of Wakanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was not needed.
Unnecessary.
Yeah, completely.
I'm totally here for the idea of Riri Williams, of somebody taking on the Iron Man mantle, or the Iron Mantle, whatever it is. I get it, because it's the same. It's the same as passing on certain superhero.
Except they did it differently, and it's a problem. So you got the whole issue.
That's what I'm saying. I like the idea of it. I don't like.
But they also kind of already did it by passing on the Iron Spider suit to fucking Peter, and then you have the Captain America going to Falcon, but that was his bud, and he like got there, kind of earned it. Didn't really. Bucky earned it, but like Bucky's unstable.
The mantle afterwards,
yes, and everything. And we're also gonna get the dude from the Young Avengers, who is Isaiah's nephew, who is apparently also a super soldier, who was in the Falcon and the Soldier show.
Yes. That show that came out 3 years ago.
Yeah,
I'm sure by the time that they go, Young Avengers time, he's going to be like in his 30s.
Yeah, that's what it is. They plan the Young Avengers because they're like, but by the time this happens, like they're going to be just adults now. So they're not even going to be Young Avengers. They're just going to be the next Avengers. Yes.
It's so funny that you can feel as a consumer of the media, you can feel like where Disney clearly is pulling and being like, no, do this to make more money.
Yeah.
Because you could be like, they're clearly setting up the multiverse and the Young Avengers are going to take it on, and then you'll get to this reboot at the end. But then in the middle, you have a pandemic, duh. But then you also have Disney going, well, but we need to pump out more content. What about these characters? Can you make another Hulk? What about She-Hulk? You bring in make people want to watch it. It's clear that they're like, oh, here are these 4 properties that don't fucking matter. And so Disney's like, all right, well, instead of making things that connect dots together and then flow into something, they're like, we're going to make the things and then connect the dots within them to hopefully find an endgame.
Yeah.
I'm still hopeful. I'm still going to watch it. I enjoyed the first episode of Loki a fuck ton.
It brought me back in. I went, oh, wow. Marvel. Like, it didn't feel like Disney. Yeah, it felt like Marvel.
You're like, all right, this is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not just Sam Jackson being like...
Yeah, and once again, just Owen Wilson,
really
man.
sad. Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. Wow.
You want to talk more shit about Disney?
Sure.